What's going on, everyone? This is Erik with Full Man MMA, and today I'm joined once again by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Stephen, how are things?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just got done training. Keeping the body in shape, keeping the body ready just in case we have a fight coming up. Nothing yet, but keeping my fingers crossed, man. So, but staying busy here with the school, training the little kids to become ninjas. You know how it is.
Of course. Well, how's the body been? I know you didn't take too much damage in the last two fights you were in. Of course, they didn't go your way, but seems like things body-wise are pretty healthy, right?
Yeah, man, I didn't really take a whole lot of damage. I did end up hurting my collarbone, so I had a collarbone issue for a little while, but it's feeling good right now, and I'm ready to go. Ready to go.
Did you hurt the collarbone in one of those two fights?
I think I did. It was an old injury. I actually hurt it during the Matt Brown fight, and then I ended up hurting it again. Same thing, torn cartilage in the collarbone. I think helping Chris Weidman get ready for a fight, and then my last fight. So it was just a reoccurring issue. So doing some physical therapy. My buddy Josh has got me doing some physical therapy to strengthen it up. So hopefully next time it will hold up.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you've been a busy man, as you just said. I wanted to ask about your new position as a sensei for karate combat, because, talking to your brother about scheduling this interview, you were doing some stuff with them this week, some interviews and things like that. What exactly does your job with them entail?
Okay, so yeah, I'm considered a sensei, right? In Japanese, that is teacher. So my goal is to kind of translate what's happening in the fight to the fans that are watching it. So doing interviews with the fighters, but pretty much I'm there as a commentator with GSP and Boss Rutan, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, man. So that's kind of what it entails. I'll be doing that, kind of letting the fans know what's happening during the action.
There's an event coming up. Is that right? I saw Calvin Kattar posting about one of his teammates training for the fight.
Yeah. So we got a fight happening actually this coming Saturday. So next Saturday, I believe it's going to be in Miami. I'm not sure. I believe it's going to be in Miami. But yeah, man, you got some two, beast guys that are going to be fighting. You got Ross Levine, who I've actually watched in the past when he fought for Glory Kickboxing, former point fighter as well, fought some of the best there. He's going against my man Igor, the Di Castanela. So he's going to be fighting up two big guys, 185ers, but both awesome karate practitioners for sure. So that's what I love about karate combat. There is no grappling, there is no wrestling. You are allowed to take your opponent down. You have 45 seconds time for some ground and pound action. But people want to see somebody get knocked out. That's what fans want to see. And let me tell you, there have been some really good, crazy knockouts in the last 3 seasons of Karate Combat. So hopefully season 4 will be even better.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of clips on social media. It's super exciting, just the rule set and obviously the athletes themselves. Is this like the first big, because it's growing very quickly. They have a big presence on socials and it seems like a lot of people are really getting into it. Is this like the first big popularization of like full contact karate sport, like here in the US?
100%. Mostly whenever you are karate, when you come up doing karate, you had the tournaments and things like that. But after that, there was nothing beyond that, right? There was no way to kind of really make a living out of it, by winning a little bit of money here and there, but the money wasn't that big. So people would go to kickboxing like myself or MMA. But now it's kind of a chance for these karatekas to have something to fall back on, and it's the first pro sport, full contact sport for karate fighters, which I think is something special. If this would have come along before I did MMA, I would definitely be fighting for Karate Combat. But obviously, I'm under contract to the UFC, and we'll be fighting for them. But it's the first time in history that karate guys will be able to compete professionally and make a living off of it. So I think it's really cool. It definitely puts a smile on my face for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome to see, just because it is such an exciting sport to watch. I was wondering, just because there's so many rule sets, different rule sets in karate that, possibly has kind of held it back from being a bigger sport, because there's always so much debate about what should be allowed. How did they come to like the rule set for Karate Combat? Is it like a combination of a few different styles?
Yeah, man. So you have like Shotokan, you have Kyokushin, you have obviously American style karate. You have all these different styles of karate competing in one event. So I think that's what makes it very special too, because there's so many different styles of karate, and now all these guys can come together. In each style they had their own different styles of competing, right? Shotokan, they had the Kumite style of fighting. The American style, you have the point fighting, continuous point fighting as well. And Kyokushin, obviously you had the different Kyokushin style. It's more of a hard fist, full contact sport, but there was no headshots. But so now this is the first time that all these different martial arts styles are able to come to one and compete, right? So some of the rule sets, obviously, it's they really want to focus on the action. So it's most of it is long range. So you're punching, your kicks, you're allowed to leg kick, but below the knee. So calf kicks, not quad kicks. You're allowed to take each other down, no double legs, but you can sweep the leg. You can catch kicks, take their opponents down that way. And like I said before, you can have 45 seconds of ground and pound on top of that. Now, the arena, on the other hand, is completely different. I don't know if you've watched it, but it's something that I've kind of seen before when I fought for World Combat League, but Karate Combat is taken to a whole other level. The ring set, the arena is different every time. So first season is funny because it all has to do with Boss Rutan. Like Boss Rutan was lost in the past. So the arena, they had these virtual arenas built with like CGI graphics, which is really cool. So they were stuck in the past. Second season, he was lost in the future. So the arena was kind of futuristic, right? And now for season 4, he's lost in the metaverse. So the arena is kind of geared towards where Boss Rutan, where we have to go find him. So there's a story that goes along with it, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, man, the cage or the ring is really different. It's kind of like a sloped 5-foot sloped walls where these guys can literally fight off their back and use it. You're seeing guys run off the wall and kick each other. So very acrobatic and very fun to watch.
Yeah, I actually wanted to ask you about the actual ring itself, because there's not actual barriers. It's not like a ring or a cage where there's walls. Like you said, it slopes at like a 45-degree angle. I really like that because, for MMA fans, a lot of them complain when it's people being held up against the fence and being limited by that movement. Do you think that could maybe work in MMA, having some slopes like that? Like, how do you think that would impact the sport?
I don't know. I think it would be very interesting. And I think if something like that, we would probably see it first in Russia because, Russia has all the crazy stuff. They have team MMA fights, which is ridiculous, like 5-on-5. But I don't know. I think it would definitely change the game. It would definitely change the game for sure, because, a lot of these guys, that's their game plan, is to get you, for instance, my last few fights, to get me, try and get you up against the fence and hold you there. And even though my last 2 fights weren't that exciting, that's how people win fights nowadays, and that's kind of the blueprint now. Especially to fight me, guys are going to constantly be holding me up against the fence, which doesn't make for exciting fights. People, like I said, people want to see action, and that's what I want to do. That's why I love, hopefully my next fighter will be a stand-up guy. So that way we can just sit there. Cause every time we do, we get fight of the night bonuses. They're very exciting, but I think it would change the game for sure. I don't know how that would even work, throwing submissions or something, or takedowns off the slope. I don't know. It would be crazy though.
Well, speaking of your next fight, I know I saw that you called out both Diaz brothers on Twitter. Have you heard back? Is there any interest on either side there?
I've heard silence. I don't think they want it, man. Obviously Nick Diaz, I don't know what he's up to, if he's ever going to fight again, but I was letting them both know that I'm here. Nate Diaz was saying, he's trying to fight people, but he ain't trying to fight anybody. He's not calling anybody out, and he's saying he is, but he's not. He's not wanting to fight unless it's a money fight. So I thought I'd just throw my name out there. Hey guys, I'm here. Let's make it work. But all I heard was silence. So we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see who's next. Obviously, Jorge Masvidal is going through legal allegations right now with the whole Colby Covington thing. So I'm not sure when he's going to be able to fight again. I think that's definitely up at the top of my list as well. But yeah, man, just looking for a stand-up guy right now. Get back into throwing some kicks and punches and making the fight exciting.
The Masvidal fight would be great. I don't know. kind of think that he might actually be facing some real legal problems here after the Colby Covington?
I think so. I mean, from words that I'm getting, he probably won't be fighting again until August, just with everything that's going on. And I don't know if he's allowed or not allowed to fight. I don't know what all that legal stuff action works, but I hear he's going to be out for a little while. So until that's resolved, but I think that would be an awesome fight. I mean, I know he's gotten better. I've gotten better, and the NMF versus BMF is always the way to go. I think that would just be awesome. I think that's a headliner right there. You know what I'm saying?
I know I'd love to see that, but there's been a lot going on at 170. Recently we had two of your former opponents going at it, Vicente Luque and Belal Muhammad. Did you watch that fight? Were you surprised by how that played out?
I did. It's funny, man, because the same thing happened to me happened to Vicente Luque. He just looked flat out there. Didn't have his legs underneath him. And kind of the same thing happened with me during that Belal fight. My bodies were, I don't think it was my lungs, but it was my muscles fatigued first. So I lost my legs. So yeah, same thing happened with Vicente Luque. But yeah, it was a good fight. Hats off to Belal, man. He's working his way up. But yeah, man, it was heartbreaking to see because I felt for Vicente. I've been there. Mm-hmm. Same thing happened to me. Legs were gone, and that was it. I was in survival mode after that.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, we actually talked right before the your fight against Belal Muhammad, and you said that you were expecting it to be more of a fight than the Gilbert Burns fight. Of course, it didn't really end up going your way. It was an impressive performance by him. I don't want to downplay that, yes. But as you said, not the most exciting. But with that being said, does Belal kind of strike you as somebody that could legitimately challenge for the title in the near future?
Do I think he could beat Usman? I don't think so. Usman is such a powerful wrestler and with really good striking. I believe Belal Muhammad would have a very hard time taking Usman down. So it would force them, kind of like the Colby Covington, force them to have to stand there and strike it out. I do believe Usman has the better striking, the more powerful striking. He's knocked guys out. I don't remember the last time Belal Muhammad knocked anybody out. So I think Usman comes out with the win, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen out there. But on paper, I have Usman winning all day.
Not in your division, but I got to get your thoughts on the Michael Chandler knockout of Tony Ferguson. Was that? Oh, I mean, God. that was a pretty impressive kick.
I know. I remember after that fight happened, my dad looked at me and was like, "How can this wrestler do that? And you can't. You're a karate guy. That's like he's knocking people out with your technique." But it was awesome, man. It was. And what was crazy is he didn't even plan on that. He didn't even practice it during camp. It was just he saw it, he threw it, it landed, and that's all she wrote. I don't know if you saw the meme afterwards of Tony Ferguson. It was a Frankie Edgar's front kick faces when they look like they're 190 years old. Oh my gosh, I feel bad for those guys. I hope that never happens to me. I'm gonna knock on some wood or something because, oh man, that picture is just terrible. When the front kick's going up and their skin's kind of sagging down. I don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah,
but it was hilarious. But yeah, it was crazy. And Tony Ferguson was doing well. He was doing good. He knocked Chandler down in the first. Ended up on his back in the first round, but he was still doing damage from the bottom, throwing elbows. So leading up to the knockout, Tony Ferguson was doing work.
Yeah, it was almost heartbreaking to see as someone that's watched Tony Ferguson for so long. And then, those front kick knockouts, as you said, that was just produced the most terrifying visuals after the fact.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's what did it, is the fact that Tony Ferguson just didn't see it coming. Mm-hmm. He didn't see it coming. When you see techniques coming, you can brace, you can move with it. But when you don't see it coming and it's just there, lights are out. There's no embracing for impact. And he just didn't see it coming.
Did you do a breakdown for the Michael Chandler kick on your YouTube channel yet?
Not yet. I mean, I've done it with all the other front kick knockouts. I think that's like so you have like my top list front kick knockouts would definitely be Anderson Silva at the top versus Vitor Belfort. And then Lyoto Machida when he fought Randy Couture. Mm-hmm. But he also knocked out Vitor Belfort with a front kick to the face as well. And then I would say it goes Michael Chandler, and then the Frankie Edgar when Frankie Edgar knocked out. Who was that? Who knocked him out?
Chito Vera.
Yeah, Chito Vera.
Yeah, that's a good list. Well, I wanted to ask you about the YouTube channel because you just hit 400,000 subscribers. You're closing in on Full Mount's main channel here. You know, it seems like you've been really getting into it with the different series, your fighter breakdowns, obviously the podcast as well. It's a pretty big part of your life and your brand as a fighter now, isn't it?
It is. It is. You know, like I said before, this is something that we started out just to have fun, and we're still having fun. Me and Sweet Tea just got back from the grocery store where we had bought a slew of fruit. We're going to do real life fruit ninja. So using karate techniques and probably weapons. We'll see. We haven't really broke it down yet, but we're going to be doing that, filming that tomorrow. So we got some guys who are going to be helping us out, throwing the fruit at us, and we're going to be using our karate techniques, doing real life fruit ninja. So yeah, man, we're just having fun with it. And it's fun, man. It's a chance. It's something other than martial arts, coming to work with my brother every day, but now we can have fun and we have something that's kind of ours, that we can just kind of hang out and talk about together. And that's why I find special about running this channel, having this channel, is that how close me and my brother have gotten since we've done it.
It's been great to see how much it's grown in the past year or two. It's incredible. I mean, the first time we talked, you had just started, and now here you are, almost 500,000 subscribers. So congratulations.
I know we're thank you very much. So we're still working at it, man. We're trucking along, having some fun. So I appreciate you watching it.
Yeah, of course. Well, Stephen, before I let you go here, I want to put the ball in your court. What is the ideal date and next opponent for you, if it's completely up to you?
Ideal date, I would say August. Jorge Masvidal. I don't know with the big cards. Make sure it's on a big card because it's going to be a brawl. Those are my two. August, Jorge Masvidal. Let's make it happen.
I love it. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for your time today. It was great talking to you. Did you have any shout outs, anything you wanted to promote before I let you go?
Just shout out you, my friend. Appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much. And shout out Karate Combat. So go to karate.com to check out the fights next Saturday. Ross Levine versus my man Igor. How do you even say his last name? It's very difficult. Where is his last name? Castaneda. So check it out.
Absolutely. We'll link that in the description. Well, Stephen, it was great catching up. I can't wait to see you back in there, and I can't wait to see your work with Karate Combat. It was great talking to you again.
You too, my friend. You have a good one, okay?
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. If you like our content, be sure to subscribe to Full Man MMA. And while you're at it, make sure to hit the bell icon as well so you never miss an update from us.